So thank you so much for being here. You don't know how much this means to me that you're here. I miss you all, and I'm sure we all miss each other. We just miss the community. And I want to welcome you to my home yoga space. And actually, I've been jokingly calling my home Camp Corona. You know, I've been camping here for like 4 weeks now, and I'm sure you feel the same way about your house. It's just like, I love my house, but I'm ready to go home from camp. So I don't know how you've been doing. I can imagine there's probably been some ups and downs. I've talked to several friends, and they're like, man, this is an emotional roller coaster, what's happening right now. And there are really good days, and then there are days where you just feel like a smackdown, and you're really struggling. So I entitled this class, Put the Bricks Down. Put the Bricks Down. And found this brick in my garage, and it made me think of what I had been going through those past week 3 of camp. And the first couple weeks of the shutdown, I was doing pretty well and enjoying just painting and cleaning and cooking and so forth. And then last week was a really challenging week, not only with the heaviness and the unknown with what's going on in the world, but last week I got tossed into the sea of technology, which is the scary place for me. I don't know a lot. I'm open to learning, but I had a time frame, like I want to get these classes up by Monday, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I had people helping, and they would give me assignments, and then glitches were happening. So needless to say, it was super frustrating. And I spent 3 days in my pajamas in my office, just going at it. And I would have these like emotional meltdowns, like, I can't do this. And my poor husband was so supporting. And there would be times where I would just melt down, and I'd finally just have to go outside and lay on Mother Earth. I'd just lay on the ground and maybe cry. And then I'd find my way back to my breath eventually. And then I would start to talk to myself. And that came to mind is like, lay the bricks down, Marsha, lay the heaviness down. I felt like I had been swimming in the sea of the unknown, technology and other things. And I felt like I'd been swimming with this heavy bricks on my shoulders. And so I was just thankful for the skills and the ability to recognize what was happening in my mind and body, and realize I need to lay the bricks down. So I would go to my yoga mat, go meditate, do something to reset. And so what I'm imagining that maybe you're waking up with some mornings with like a brick of fear on your chest, or maybe in the middle of the day, you have this brick of anxiety pop up in your stomach, or you might just have a whole stack of bricks, anger, frustration, all kinds of things stacked up. What I know that's really important, and I'm sure you agree, is that we can't hold these bricks for long periods of time. We have to find ways to lay the bricks down, even for short intervals. And if we do that, if we lay the bricks down temporarily, we'll give ourselves and our nervous systems a break. And that's what this practice will be for us today. I hope for you, just a chance to lay the bricks down, whatever's happening in your world, chance to recharge and renew. So I'm going to go on back to the mat, and we will center from there. I invite you to find a comfortable seat if you're not already there, and we shall begin. So once you're in your comfortable seat, just take a moment to sit well and close your eyes. And if you're not comfortable closing your eyes, you can just look down with a soft gaze. When your eyes close, let's take 3 cleansing breaths virtually together. So nice big breath in through your nose. And then exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. Again. Third time. Let your breath return to normal. Let's take a moment to check in with your body this morning in the comfort of your own home, I imagine, surrounded by things that are familiar to you. You've chosen to take this class, and in the name of today's theme, you're choosing to lay the bricks down for a while so that you can feel a sense of lightness, of upliftment. I invite us now to do a few rounds of circular breath. And this takes awareness of the mind, of course. So I want you to bring your attention to the back of your body, way down in your seat, in your tailbone. This is this originating position. So from here, visualize the breath when you inhale moving up your spine. So inhale the breath up the back of your body to the top of your head. And then exhale, trace the breath down the front of your body all the way down to the bottom of your pelvis. Again, inhale from the back of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. And exhale, trace the breath down the front of your body to the pelvis. Do that 2 more times on your own. And let the breath return to normal. And turn your attention to your hands. Please turn your palms upward on your thighs and let the fingers be open and soft. And then close the hands into a tight fist and take a big inhale there. And exhale, slowly open the fingers to that soft place again. Inhale, close the hands into a fist. Exhale, open softly. Again, inhale, close the hands into a fist as if you're gripping and holding on to those bricks of stress. And then exhale, soften, release. Just pause with the hands open. And just feel your breath in its current state. Each exhalation, just think of an opportunity to lighten your load today every time you breathe out. Now bring the hands together in front of your heart center and simply bow. May we surrender our overthinking minds today to the wisdom of our hearts. And may we trust the intelligence of our body to lead us this morning. And may this practice be infused with grace. And then lifting your head, release your hands, let your eyes come open. And I am just checking in to make sure you can still hear me okay, since I've moved back. And if anyone can, yep, says sounds good. Thanks, Kimberly. Okay, just checking in. Things change daily, by the minute, actually. So we're going to begin in a child's pose. You can clear your mats off. I'm actually going to grab my glasses so I can see the screen, see if my head gets cut off. So starting on all fours, separate your knees wide and toes together, and then just sit the hips back. Keep the arms long and extended, and see about letting your head go down, forehead to the floor. Take 2 full breaths here. Each exhale, remember laying the bricks down, lightening the load. And then lifting your head, come forward and come to an all fours position. Take your left leg out, straight out from your hip, and place your foot on the floor. And then from here, just rock forward and back a little bit. Stay in that middle place right now, just right in the middle, as opposed to going all the way back to the heel. Stay right here. And then pausing in the middle, bring your right leg and swing it all the way around behind you, cross the midline, and then look over your left shoulder. And coming back to center, bring the knee down beside the opposite. And then we'll do the other side. So bring your left leg out to the side. I'll turn around here, left leg off to the side. Sole of the foot is down. And then just start to rock back and forth. Staying connected to the flow of your breath. And then pause in the place of the middle and take the leg all the way across, toes on the floor. Look over your right shoulder. And breathing as you hold. And bring the leg back to center. From here, take your hands forward, one hand width, and here we go. Perhaps our first virtual down dog together. Lift your hips on up and light in your dog here, moving as you wish. And then lower your knees down to the floor and walk your hands back to your knees, coming upright in a kneeling position. Take the arms above your head, stretch high, grab your right wrist, pull up and lean to the left. And just pause here, a gentle drawing back, kind of collect your ribs back into you. So it's very soft, not a sucking in, but just a collecting sweetly of the ribs. And then come back to center, switch sides, and lengthen up and lean over to your right. And then come back up to center, hands back down to the ground. Take the hands in front of your shoulders again, downward facing dog, lift on up. And this time in down dog, let's bend both knees and hug your feet and shins in. Push your thighs back a little and arch or make a lumbar curve. And then lift your shoulders forward a bit and just pause here. Really allowing the back to feel a nice lumbar curve. If you're like us, at night we've been sitting a lot on the couch watching Netflix and things. I feel like I have a Netflix butt, a Netflix back. Oh, yeah. And then lower your knees to the ground. Toes touch, sitting back, child's pose. Let your arms relax this time. And let your forehead release. Just lay your attention down right there into your breath. And then lifting your head. Come back up again to downward facing dog, please. And let's take time to establish your foundation as we always do. Hands are firm. This time we're just going to float the right leg up and down 3 times with your breath. So right leg lifts, inhale up, pause at the top, exhale down, lightly tap your toe. Right leg, inhale up, pause and hold your breath, exhale down. Last one, inhale, reach, exhale down. Lower the knees to the ground. In between sides, we'll thread the needle. So take your left arm through, head down, and add a nice little twist here as you look upward. And please come back to center. And once again, lifting to downward facing dog. We'll be lifting the left leg this time. So establish your foundation, strong arms. And when you're ready, inhale, left leg up, hold it, pause and hold your breath. Exhale, lightly tap the toe. Inhale up again, lifting strong, straight leg. Exhale down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Knees down. This time take your right arm through for thread the needle and pause there. So with all of our classes right now online, we're teaching them what we call mixed level. So that means basically everyone can join. We'll give you modifications, and anytime you need to take a break, do so. That's you choosing to lay the bricks down and saying, I'm going to do a little child's pose here, or I'm going to hold a wall, or I'm going to use blocks. So please just listen to the intelligence of your body, and it will guide you. Coming out of thread the needle to all fours position. Inhale forward into cow pose, and on your exhale, round into cat. Inhale forward into cow. Exhale, round. Do that 2 more times. Cat, cow, slow and steady with your spine. Inhaling up, exhaling under. And then ending up in cow position, where you're looking upward right here, hold. Take your hands 1 hand width forward of your shoulders, lift back and up, downward facing dog again. And we're gonna go to plank 3 times. So inhale to plank, hold here and exhale. Inhale back to downward facing dog and exhale when you get there. A little slower. Inhale forward, hold, lift the back of the head. You can always put your knees down. Exhale back. Sorry, inhale back. Exhale when you get there. Last time, inhale forward, and this time we're going to come all the way down to the mat. All the way down. Hands come wide for funky cobra, so take them out and forward a little, and then inhale, lifting. We're going to pause here, this lifted position. Make sure the legs are strong and hugging in, and then just peek over your right shoulder back towards your feet, and back through the middle, and over your left shoulder, and back through the middle, and long spine as you lower on down. Then bring the hands under your forehead, and we're going to take the right leg into mountain climber. So you're going to bring the right leg up, wherever up is for you. The inner edge of the foot hits the floor there, and then just let your head rest on your head rest on your hands, and focus on your breath here. Just laying your attention down again into the floor. And then lifting your head, place your hands beside your chest and bring your leg back down and push back to downward facing dog all the way up. Bend your knees here again, lumbar curve. Take your shoulders forward a little bit. And just gaze right down between your thumbs. And now once again to plank pose, come forward and slowly lower all the way down. Hands come out for funky cobra, out and forward. Strong legs as you rise. We're going to go over the left shoulder first this time. Look over the left shoulder. Come back center. Over the right shoulder. Back to center. And draw your fingers back as you lower down. Stack the hands. Now bring the left leg up to mountain climber. So it's nice to open through the inner thigh here and just bring a little more spaciousness into the hips, the pelvis. So take time here to really let yourself relax. Trying to give you quiet spaces during this class, so I'm not talking all the time. So enjoy those spaces with your breath. And please lift up. Slide your left leg back down. Bring your hands to your sides. We're going differently here. We're going to a different place. So I want you to roll over onto your left side. Stack your hips and legs. And try to lift your rib cage up away from the floor. Now, if this isn't comfortable for your shoulder, you certainly could come down like this as well. So see what works best for you. And I'll ask you to bend your top leg and reach back and find your foot and bring the heel towards your bottom. And then again, watch the lower ribs. You get an opportunity here to strengthen through the core if you can lift up. And as you draw the heel towards your bottom, extend your leg bone long. So imagine it's growing out through the knee. And then from here, we're going to change this leg position. Bring it on up. Slide your arm underneath and draw the knee towards your shoulder. And just flex your foot here. Yeah. And I can feel myself sinking here. Can you see my rib cage? I'm starting to sink into the shoulder. So if that's happening for you, just press on up. And then you're going to release the leg down, roll onto your stomach, and then go to the other side. I'm just going to switch my body over here. Stack your hips. And the first one is bend the top leg for your quad stretch. Extend out through the knee. And then on the bottom here, lift up through the ribs. Yeah. Check in with your breath. If you know Ujjayi breath, let the breath resonate in the back of your throat there. And then lift the leg on up, slide your arm under. I always say, put your leg on like an accessory here. This is like you're putting a purse on over your arm. Sorry, John, but there are man purses too. So you're gonna lift your lower ribs up. Yeah. And I'm pulling my knee towards my shoulder. And you can feel some wavering here. Like I feel like I might fall over. You really have to use your abdominals to keep still or to stay from falling over. Awesome, and then release. Yeah, from here you're gonna roll back onto your stomach. Place the hands by your chest, push back downward facing dog. Holding in down dog there. Take 2 deep full breaths. And then bend your knees and place them on the floor. Coming around to our backs here to strengthen the core. So you're going to come onto your back and lift your legs up to a tabletop position. Once you're here, flex your feet and then place your hands on your thighs. We're going to do some abdominal bracing, and most of you know this. So make sure there's a little curve under your low back if possible. And now here we go. We're going to squeeze the legs, traction them up a little, and slight pressure forward. And we'll hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7. Make sure you're not pushing too hard. Just a gentle pressure, but the legs are resisting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring the legs to happy baby pose. In between, just open, maybe hold the ankles, the shins, the ankles, or the little toe sides of your feet, and give yourself a little rocking side to side. And then coming back to center, bring your legs back out for abdominal bracing. So you can do the exact same one we did, or I'm going to give you a more intermediate option. So you choose. Flex the feet and either keep your hands here, tractioning up and forward, or put both hands on your left leg and extend the right leg out. Then you can push gently against the left leg, feel some bracing happening in your core, and holding 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring the right leg in, hands on over. And if you're doing both legs, just take a break there. And holding 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it on in. Hug the knees to the chest. And then stretch the feet straight up. Just your arms over your head. Just do a long stretch here. Squeeze the feet together as if you're holding a block and let the legs float out a little bit. Now, if this is, you want to listen to your body, if you feel overextended in your back, if it starts to arch too much, then just keep them closer to you. If you want to go lower, go lower. I'll let you decide, but hug in and just reach your arms long. And then bring it back in, knees to chest. Now, if you have a block, find a block, or you could use a pillow, like a little throw pillow, or a small book, or just something to hold between your feet. And if you have none of those, then just pretend. So place the block between the feet, or whatever you have. We're gonna interlace, we're just gonna hook the thumbs this time. So I'm gonna bring my block up here, make sure it doesn't fall and hit me in the head. And hold in on the block and then connect your thumbs. Take your arms over your head, but not all the way to the floor. So the arms just frame the sides of your face. And then engage your abdomen. So draw in, collect your ribs down into you. And then slowly extend out. Find that place where you're like, that's interesting right there. Wonder how long we're gonna have to hold this one. And holding for 4, 3, 2, 1, bring it on in. Awesome. Take the block, place the feet on the floor, pause. How you doing so far? Are you sitting on the couch just watching this, or are you really doing it? I'll never know, right? So let's take the block now between your inner thighs. And again, if you don't have a block, you can still follow along with this. Maybe you can roll up a towel or something to squeeze on there. Flex your feet. And now bring your hands behind your head. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lift your shoulders without jutting the neck or the chin forward. So you keep the head resting back. And we'll just hold here, squeezing the block for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it down. Arch the low back in that resting period. Take a deep breath in. And release it out. Just one more of those. Bring the legs back up. Squeeze in on the block. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, blow it out as you rise. Just breathe normally if you can while you're here. Elbows open. Holding 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Good job. Take your block off to the side and come on up. We're gonna come up to standing position. Oh, it feels good to stand. So now from here, coming to the front of your mat, wherever you are, bring the hands to your heart center. Find a nice, tall, strong Tadasana and let your arms come down to your sides. Inhale, bring the arms on up, reach and perhaps gentle back bend. And then exhale, slow forward fold. Inhale, pranam, extend your heart forward. Exhale, bow. Stepping your right leg back, lower the knee down. Inhale, stretch the arms on up. We're gonna stay here. Exhale, pull down to cactus pose. Inhale, round into a cat pose as you take your arms forward. And on your exhale, open up and lunge deeper into the front leg. Touch down to the mat. Lift the back leg. Please step back, downward facing dog. Pausing here, put a little bend in your knees so that you can lengthen your spine and lift your pelvis higher. Shoulders move forward towards the wrists. And in the middle, collect your ribs back into your body. Deep breath in, slow breath out. Please step your right leg forward. Lower your back knee down. Remember, you can have blocks here if you want them. And then inhale the arms on up. Stay here. Exhale, pull to cactus pose. Inhale, round into cat, so your pelvis backs up a little bit here. And exhale, lunge deep. Touching down to the mat, lift the back leg and step forward. Bend your knees here. Check the placement of your feet straight ahead. And then bring your hands, your fists, right on the inside of your shins, your calves. And squeeze your shins into your fists. Just give a little resistance with your fists. Good. Keep your legs that strong and then push down and let all the muscles engage of your legs when you stand up. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, pranam, thighs push back, heart forward. Exhale, bow deeply. Stepping your right leg back again. This time come upright. Take your time. You're always welcome to put your knee back down to the floor if that serves you better. And then inhale, swing both arms on up. Exhale, pull to cactus pose. Inhale, ribs come back in, round your back. And exhale, open. Reaching down, touch the mat. Stepping back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, slow breath out. Take a child's pose if you need to at any time. You can lay the brick down. If it feels like your body is tired and you need those extra rests, please follow that wisdom. Step your right leg forward. Back knee can go down or stay up, and then rise. Take a moment to get your balance. And then inhale the arms on up. Exhale, pull to cactus. Inhale, round and fill up your back body. And exhale, open. Reach down, touch the mat. Please step on forward. Let your head bow and shake it out. And then sweep the arms forward, reach up to stand up, hands to the heart center. One more salutation. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, bow. Right leg steps back. Pause. And then from here, come upright again into crescent pose, or the back knee can go down. And this time interlace your hands behind your back for option 1, or option 2 would be just put your hands on your low back. So either way, guide your shoulders back and lift the heart slightly. And then notice if your ribs are completely poking out, sweetly collect them back into the body. And from here, you can start to lean forward if you'd like, coming down, hovering over. Now you can always reach down and touch the ground or blocks. See what feels right for you. Nice and deep into the front leg, back leg lifted. And then release down, touch the mat. Stepping to plank pose this time. You're welcome to lower your knees if you'd like. And just hold here for a little bit. Hold and plank. You might look down at your hands and put more weight on the thumb side of the hand. Just ground that strong. And then you might even watch the hands as you lower down to make sure that doesn't disconnect. So as you lower down, watch your hands, keep them grounding. Inhale into baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Take your time, meet up with your breath. And then stepping your right leg forward. Pause there. And then slowly come on up. Align the shoulders over the hips. And then either the hands on your hips here or interlace the fingers behind you. Pull the arm bones back. Invite the ribs to pull back. And then slowly come forward. If you're at home on carpet, these balance poses are a little more challenging when there's even that thin layer of carpet under you. So give yourself some more grace if you're like, oh my, I'm feeling extra wobbly. It's not you, it's just the carpet. And release down. This time we're gonna step on in, separate your feet hip width apart, bend your knees deeply, and then bring your hands to your thighs, lift on up, pause here for a moment. You can stay here with support on your legs or extend your arms. You can stay with heels grounded or pop your heels up. And then slowly rise and reach up. Heels are still lifted if possible. Heels down, hands come to heart center. Superb. Let's take a wide stance. So what I want you to do for me right now is bring attention to the inner leg. So go ahead and bend forward and put your hands on your inner knees for a second, just like inner knee, there it is. Slide down to your inner ankle, tap your inner ankle, and then touch your inner heel. Touch your inner heel so that's grounded. And then one last point, slide forward to the mound or to the ball of your foot and anchor those down. So ball of the foot, inner heel, and the inseam of the leg, attention here. So if you want, you can put a block in front of you. I want you all to bend your knees and then widen your upper inner thighs away from each other. Just use those muscles. You know how to, you can figure that out. Widen the inner thighs. And then from there, tone the inner leg. So if you really press down through your feet, that will happen. And start to push your seat back. Push your seat back. I'm going to check. I think I have text messages coming in here and I'm going to quiet that. If I can figure that out. There we go. And then slowly straighten your legs here. Straighten your legs and let your torso come down. Maybe you want to even put your head on the block. Literally lay the brick down, the block. And let the head rest there or just let it extend towards the floor. Take a couple full breaths here. Anytime the legs are wide like this, we can breathe more deeply into the diaphragm. So take advantage of that deeper breath. We may be, I'm sure, have been holding our breath a lot lately or breathing more shallow. And now from here, just move your feet heel, toe, coming in. And then hands to hips, shoulders on the back, and slowly come on up. All right, so we're going to work with the hips and with some balancing postures now. And in the comfort of your own home, if you have a wall nearby, you certainly can use that. I'm giving you a moment to think about, do I want to get near a wall here? Or you can always use your block too, or nothing at all. So I'll leave that up to you. So I want to bring awareness to your hips. Put your hands on your pelvis here and hug your feet and your shins inward. And I want you to think stable, really stable, heavy pelvis here. Then take your right arm up and slide your left arm down. So now what we're trying to focus on is keeping the pelvis right where it's at. And what I mean by that is as you lean to the side, for this one, don't push your hips to the side. See if you can keep your pelvis really stable. Your core will kick in, and then just slide your hand down and let this bottom arm dangle. Yeah, and then just notice, are my hips pushing over? Whoops, I'm pulling them back to center. Oh, good, and then come all the way up. Feels so good. And now hips stay stable. Hug your feet and shins in. Take the left arm up and keeping the hips stable as best you can. Let this bottom arm dangle. And really actively stretch up and over with your top arm. Breathing into the lung. And then come back up. All right, so stable hips. So what we want to do here is bend your knees. And then this is where you might put a hand on a wall. We're going to shift the weight to the left leg and then just lift the right leg up in front of you, wherever it's comfortable. You could even tap your foot on a block, tap the toe to the floor, just hold here. And you're still slightly leaning forward. You're just holding. And then you're just going to turn the leg out. We're not putting the foot on the leg yet, just turn it out. So from the side view, it's like that. It's a very flattering position. And then come back up. Let's do the other side. So bend the knees, keep the pelvis stable, shift the hips, or shift the weight, excuse me, over to the foot. And then first just bring the foot in front of you. Get that. Oh, I touched my face. Ah! It's hard not to, right? And then we're just going to rotate, externally rotate the leg. So it might be a lot, it might be a tiny bit. Everyone's hips are different. Good, and then stand up. All right, so we're going to do that again. But this time, the foot will come over. So we're going to start with this nice chair position. Engage your core, and then let the weight transfer to the left leg. I'm mirroring you, so left leg. And then you're going to lift the leg up in front of you for a moment. Hold. And then cross it over. And if you need to give it some assistance to get up onto your leg, please do that. And hold a wall if you need to, no worries. And then from here, we're gonna do little tiny movement. So I want you to dip down. So let your bottom drop down and come up. You can even put the hands in here a little harder where you don't have them to navigate your balance. So the hips are going down and back. If you want to really go deep, go down, back, and up with your pelvis, your sitting bones. We'll hold here. Again, you could hold a block if you'd like, or hands on the wall. Ooh. Whisper something sweet and nice to your hip, to your Netflix butt. Maybe it's just me. And then stand up. Oh, good job. Shake your legs out a little bit. Let's see what the time is here. So I'm not, of course, we could just go all day, right? We have all kinds of time now. So bend your knees. And we're going to shift the weight over to this side. And then lift your torso a bit. Bring your left leg up. Hold. And then slowly rotate and assist the ankle up if you need to. And then see what feels right for you. Hold a wall, hold a block, arms out, arms in, maybe a combination of those. And little pulses now, down and up. It can be so minute. Down and up. You're doing great. I can see you from here. and down and up. We're going to hold this one, hips down, back, and up. If you're holding a wall, you can really get in there deep. Down, back, and up. And now, I think it's time to come out of this, don't you? Stand all the way up and release. Whew, shake them out. That feels delightful. Where are we going next? Oh, yes. All right. So come to a wide stance. Once again, take your legs wide. And then from here, turn your right foot out. So nice wide stance. And then just take a moment to notice, is this heel lined up with the center of the arch of this heel? So we always check in on that. And then from here, bend into a square, coming into Virabhadrasana 2. And see if you can allow yourself to explore perhaps an inch different territory. So if you normally are here, what if you just explore here? What if you bend a little deeper? Keep the back leg lifted. And again, think of this inner knee, inner ankle, inner heel, and the whole edge of the foot really grounded. Arms come out. And now reverse warrior. So let the arm come back. Reach up and over. Hold with your breath. Don't hold your breath. Yeah, holding here. And then you're going to slowly come over. Bring the forearm to the thigh, but just bring this hand on your hip for a moment. Now guide your pelvis back slightly and draw your ribs back in. Roll your shoulder back and bring your arm to this W position. On the back of your body, your upper back, draw your shoulder blade on your back and then slowly extend the arm with the shoulder blade still snug on the back. You can stay here, you can turn, look up. You could even come out of the pose way early, I'll never know. And that means you're just honoring yourself. And then slowly rise and release your arms. Second side. So turn your left foot out. Find that shape in your leg. So set your foundation. Remind this whole back inner leg to stay lifted but anchored through the inner edge of your foot. Anchor. And then come to Virabhadrasana 2. Settle into your breath. Exhale. Maybe lay the brick of stress that's in your shoulders down. And then reverse warrior, leaning back, breathe. One more breath. And come over forearm to thigh. And then bring the hand on the hip for a moment. Take your thighs back, ribs back. So we always move back into that power place. And we can hold longer and we can breathe easier. Bring the arm on up. Draw the shoulder blade onto your back. And then from that place, explore the arm. The arm may not go all the way straight. That's fine too. This feels really good with my shoulder blade on my back. Lunge deeper if you want. Turn and look up. You get to choose. Really keep staking weight into the back leg. Holding for one more breath. And then rise, come all the way up. Fantastic. Come forward, release, shake the head out. And then move your feet towards each other, heel, toe, heel, toe. Pause in your forward bend when you arrive there. And bring the hands to your hips. Lift your shoulders and come all the way up. All right, we have one more standing posture. And it's going to be Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. So you can start by putting your left foot forward and your right foot back. We're going to do it twice on each side. So I want you to feel something different on the second time. So let's just go to our Warrior 3 the way we know it. So lift the arms, engage the abdomen a little, and then lift the back leg, make it strong. Maybe your Warrior 3 is here, more upright. You can decide if you want to go deeper, go further, play around with it. Remember, you might be on carpet, give yourself grace. Extend long, keep your armpits lifting, kick your back heel up, think back heel up, back heel up, back heel up, and then come back down. Circle the arms around and let them drop. That makes me breathe heavy. Let's do the other side. So stand on your right leg, bring your left leg back. Whoa, falling over. And then bring your arms up. Ribs draw back, and then lift the back leg. Again, find the place where you're feeling a little more steady. Maybe stay there or explore. Up to you. Armpits rising. Back heel kicks up. Back heel kicks up. And stand up. Release your arms. Shake them out. All right. So the second time, just want you to feel this. We put a lot of emphasis here on drawing the ribs back, drawing the belly in, and that's important, but I was just exploring with my own body how sometimes this feels really forced. It feels really forceful. And there's a softer, actually stronger and softer when we move from here. And here's what I mean by that. So take your hands on your back waistline here and just fill your back into your hands. So it might be like you're bowing. Just let your head bow a little and feel how your back moves into your hands. And as a result of that, automatically this activates. So it's not forceful from the front. It's more soft, like, oh, I'm moving back. I want you to try that, and then we'll go into Warrior 3 the second time. So standing on your left leg, hands on your back, just bow. In other words, just bow to yourself. Give yourself kudos for keeping it together through Camp Corona so far. And then fill the back up and shift the weight to the left leg. So you could keep your hands there if you want. Just keep pressing your back up into your hands. Or you can explore hands to heart, keeping a fullness of your back. Or you can extend arms out. Think back is full, heel kicks up, strong legs, arms rise, and just fill up your back. It's like a miniature cat pose. And then slowly come up. I'm sure that was awesome. So bring the hands here again. One more side. Just pause and take a breath here. And then a little bow, a gentle bow, chin draws down, and just feel how the back automatically fills up into your hands. Keep that awareness as you shift the weight to the right foot. And maybe this is your pose right here, just training your back to stay full. You can feel how your abdominals are automatically working. And you can explore your arms, maybe hands at heart if you want. Full back, kick the heel up, full back, kick the heel up, strong leg. and come back to center. Back to center. Awesome. Let's come down to the floor, everyone. Maybe you need to grab a sip of water. Seeing where we're going. Oh, yes. If you have a block, bring it near you, or a pillow. If you have neither, that's okay too. So we'll come into butterfly position. So recline on your back and bring the soles of the feet together. Ah, feels lovely. And then just draw your shoulder blades underneath you. Lift the chest. And just fall into your breath. And especially be aware of those exhalations. You might even just silently, or even out loud, say to yourself, lay the bricks down. At least for some short intervals, give yourself a break. And now from here, please stretch your right leg straight, and you're coming into tree pose in a lying down tree. Let your arms extend over your head. Your right leg is very active. And then from here, your left knee, bring it to point to the ceiling and bring your arms down to your sides. We're going to puff up the chest again and lift the pelvis off the floor. So lift your hips up a little bit and then float your right leg up so that it's adjacent to your left knee. Holding here, press down through your arms, your head. Just feel like you're squeezing a block between your knees. We've worked the legs a lot today, so you might have some trembling. And then very slowly release your hips down, but bring your right leg straight up. Interlace your hands, get a good interlace and put it right on the belly of your hamstring. And then push your hamstring forward really strong. Fill up your hands, arms fully straight. And now for a count of 4, push stronger. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bend the knee up towards your right shoulder. And then come back again, hand on the hamstring, maybe in a different place, and push 1, 2, 3, 4, and bend the leg up towards your right shoulder. And bring the foot back down. Open the legs to butterfly. Pausing here, we'll receive and enjoy 3 deep breaths. At the end of your 3rd breath, stretch your left leg straight into tree pose. Whoops. Stretch your arms over your head, lengthen long. Let your ribs rise. And then begin to lift your right leg, knee towards the ceiling. Bring your arms down by your pelvis, hands by the pelvis, lift your chest. Press down into the right foot and just lift your pelvis first and then float the left leg up. So they're adjacent, knees are near each other. And really on this right leg, push down to the inner edge of your foot more. Your big toe and inner heel, press that down more securely. And just holding, breathing, shaking. Maybe it's just me that's shaking. And then as you lower your pelvis, bring the left leg up. Interlace the hands right in the belly of the hamstring. Flex the left foot. And push it forward into your hands now for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee up towards your left shoulder. And then again, push it forward really strong. Maybe you can start to get an arch in your low back when you do that. 2, 1. And then knee towards the shoulder. And then place your foot on down. Open the legs one last time here for butterfly with a nice big curve under your low back. Just pausing there. And then slowly draw the legs together. Take your block or your blanket or your pillow and just lift the hips up and place it right under the pelvis in this slight, just a little supported inversion. Let your arms relax, let your throat be slightly open. And you can use a pillow or a blanket, whatever you can find around. So this kind of went flat. You might have to fold the pillow in two to give yourself a lift. And if you don't have props, that's fine. Just do the best you can. So you can stay here, or you might lift your feet off the floor. You might extend your legs on up. Those of you that practice legs up the wall position, that's this. Just imagine there's a wall there. Really good to be practicing that now daily. It helps boost our immune system. And it's very calming. And the beauty of yoga, all the postures help us tap into an inner pharmacy of all of the hormones and chemicals in the body that can really help us self-regulate. And that's what we get to do when we practice. We get to lay the bricks down and reboot our system. We get to tame the thinking mind for a while. So if your legs are up, you can slowly start to bend them. Place your feet down. And just pause.
Okay, media will play softer.
Oh, and Siri is talking to us. I have no idea. I said place your feet down. I think she said turn the music down. She thought I said turn the music down. I have to turn her off. Lift your pelvis, slide the block out. And now is the most important pose of all, Shavasana. Let your legs extend, or if you want to go to your wall and do legs up the wall, you certainly could do that. Let your arms rest at your sides. And just invite you to stay in that position, even if it's only for a few minutes. At home, it's easy for us to ditch out of Shavasana because no one can see, but I always say it's like having an amazing 5-course meal and then skipping the amazing dessert, Shavasana. So allow your eyes to close. Release your bottom lip from your top lip just slightly. And receive a full breath into your lungs. And then witness, truly witness a really slow exhalation, just letting it all go. Tension, worry, fear, frustration, overwhelm, whatever it is. Technology. Awareness to your neck, your shoulders, Bend your arms collectively. Just let them soften, release, get heavy. Feel your spine. Just trace your awareness from the top of the spine all the way down, all the way down into the tailbone. All of the vertebra, everything perfectly aligned and just really heavy. And then all the muscles attached get to relax and soften. And feel the breath go in and feel the breath go out. Feel your aliveness. Feel your pelvis and let it be heavy. And let that sense of heaviness move down through your leg bones, all the way to your ankles and feet. The intelligence, the wisdom of your body, of your mind, is sending you loads of gratitude. Thank you for laying down the heaviness, the worry, the stress, so that the nervous system can have a break. Let you rest here in a pocket of silence for another few minutes. And I'll just hold the virtual space for us all. And starting to drift back to your breath, feeling the state of your body and of your mind. Beginning to wiggle fingers or toes and just starting to stretch a bit. Of course, you're in your own home, you can continue on with Shavasana for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to transition, begin to bend your knees towards your chest, rolling off to your right side. And making your way up to your final seat. And then join the hands together right in front of your wise heart. And let your head bow. Taking away just one simple reminder today that it's okay and it's necessary to notice when the bricks get heavy, and it's okay to lay them down, even for short intervals. Bow to the bright light in each of you. Namaste.